The Lord said, "Woe to you who build the memorials of the prophets whom your fathers killed. Consequently, you bear witness and give consent to the deeds of your ancestors, for they killed them and you do the building. Therefore, the wisdom of God said, I will send to them prophets and apostles. Some of them they will kill and persecute, in order that this generation might be charged with the blood of all the prophets, shed since the foundation of the world, from the blood of Abel to the blood of Zechariah, who died between the altar and the temple building. Yes, I tell you, this generation will be charged with their blood. Woe to you, scholars of the law! You have taken away the key of knowledge. You yourself did not enter, and you stopped this trying to enter. When Jesus left, the scribes and Pharisees began to act with hostility towards him and to interrogate him about many things. For they were plotting to catch him at something he might say. The gospel of the Lord. My dear friends, this morning we are celebrating someone who was so close to Jesus. I mean, this was just the second generation after the first generation after the apostles. Saint Ignatius of Antioch is the successor. He was the successor of St. Peter in the church of Antioch as a bishop. And he only died and was martyred in the year 107. So we're talking here about someone who saw Peter, was like a brother to Peter, to Peter, to Jesus. And he was so close to him. So Peter took up the church of Antioch, and St. Ignatius was one of his successors. He was the first to succeed him in the apostle creed, the apostle seat. When we're talking about Christianity, we are not inventing anything. It's true. Christianity was not there before. What we are teaching now is new. So the truth is, there has been once upon a time a man called Jesus of Nazareth. And indeed, who was born of a virgin, conceived by the power of the Holy Spirit, and who died, who was crucified, died, and was buried. And the rest of the story, it's what these apostles, together with their successors, and us today, we are proclaiming, we are carrying the good news. We are witnesses. St. Ignatius was indeed a witness. He was martyred. One of the things we remember in him, for those who read the prayers of the breviary, is his 7 letters that are reproduced completely in the office of the hour. When he was caught and he was taken to Rome, and on his way, because he was going to be thrown in the amphitheater to be eaten by animals, wild beasts. He knew where he was going. He knew what was there before him, what they were going to do of him. But he did not give up. On the contrary, he took his pen and wrote 7 letters to the different churches that he ministered. And the message did not change. The message was as strong, even as stronger than before. Remain faithful, especially in times of tribulations. I think St. Polycarp was right to remind us again that the blood of martyrs are a seed for Christianity. Friends, just as Paul VI said, our world is in need of witnesses than teachers. And if we teach, let's teach by our example of life. Our witnessing to Christ is needed more than before, especially in a world of change and challenges, in a world of doubt and secularism, in a world where people don't even value religiosity anymore. In a context of all kinds of competitions, the world is facing all kinds of adversities, spiritual, and even is going now to the point of attacking humanity itself. Saint Ignatius becomes for us a figure to look at, because he stood for the faith and he died for. And Martin Luther King Jr. will say, a man who has nothing to die for has no reason to live. Christ is our hope. That's what we hear, such a message in the first reading of today. Paul is focusing on who is Jesus and what he does for us. Who is Jesus? What he has done for us. We are privileged. As we're sitting here today, we are privileged. Every one of us should feel so much loved because He loved us and He chose us even before the foundation of the world. Before the foundation of the world, which means Jeremiah was very clear and right when he said, before you were formed in the womb of your mother, I knew you. And even before you were born, I have consecrated you. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. A love that goes before your own awareness, a love that goes before your birth, a love that transcends your mother's and your father's plan. Before the foundations of the world, I knew you. God's plans for us goes from the very beginning and even before the creation of the world. Jeremiah again will tell us in chapter 29, these are plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you a future, to give you a life. Chapter 29, verse 11. So it is therefore very clear that the Lord has predestined us in what Paul says, love. In love. So our destiny is love. Our destiny is holiness. Our destiny is communion with God. Final goal. During the time of Easter, I made a theme here, say, towards the glory of Easter. This is where we are heading to. Our destiny is love. Our destiny is holiness.